Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Gallimore. It's good to have you all here. And I imagine Mrs. Collins, Frey, can you make me a co-host, please, so that I can share my screen in due course? All right, thank you. It's good to have you all on, and it's good that you're on and interested in this absolutely exciting program that will impact generations to come. Good afternoon, guys. Okay, yeah, I think, okay. I'm kind of, let me see if I am able to share my screen as yet. Okay, I'm not able to share my screen as yet, so I'm still gonna hold on for a little while until I'm able to do so. But again, thank you all for coming on. And also, of course, we have online Professor Michael Taylor, whose brainchild this absolutely exciting program is. It's his brainchild. And then Dr. Coy, Andre Coy, gave it some feet, some legs, and made it happen. And all we need now is a cohort of wonderful young people who will say, yes, I will do my part in making things different and in making improvements in my nation. All right. Mrs. Collins, Frey, can you please make me co-host? Can I share my screen without being co-host? Let me check if I can. Oh, okay. Apparently I can. Okay, let me go to slideshow. Okay, is everyone able to see my screen? Can someone just confirm? I can't see anything in the chat, so can you just confirm that you're able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yes. Great. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, so as again, I'm Dr. Gallimore, and I've been given the privilege to actually speak to you about this particular program. And as I said, the one whose brainchild it is, he is here online as well. And I will ask him to say a couple of words at some point in time about this program and about what was the genesis behind it. But basically, this is called the Boost Honors Program, and it is about building out our science teacher cohort. And it really is an innovation. It is the private sector in partnership with the US Scholarship Scheme. And this is really about giving back in order to get back. And so this information session is designed to have you understand what the program is all about, what it entails, and what are the advantages and benefits that you can derive from being a part of this exciting new program and this exciting first cohort. It's always great to be first, always great. Okay, so we want to give back in order to get back. So what is the background? What are the things that we really need to understand? What are the realities that are facing us? So in 2015, the World Economic Forum of Global Competitiveness report said that Jamaica was 101 out of over 140 countries. That is not a good place to be, okay? That is below average in terms of quality of science and math education. We went about halfway when in 2017, 2018, we're now 73 out of 137 countries. But of course, that still is not where we want to be. And some of the factors that come into play where that is concerned is that we really don't have enough qualified science and math teachers. We don't have a lot of innovative teaching and learning materials, and our teaching methods may not also be ideal. And one important factor as well is that the students' attitude towards science is not the best of attitudes. And the truth of the matter is, many of you who are online this afternoon, you are here as a student in the Faculty of Science and Technology because there's some teacher who impacted your life in a positive way. There's someone who gave you an excitement and a zeal about science, and you said, yes, I want to pursue this. So what this program is going to do is going to make you be that person to somebody else. Yes. And so the attrition in science teachers, that is a significant challenge. And as you can see on this slide here, between 2014 and 2015, nearly 500 math and science teachers left the school system, and that is alarming. You know, and of course, we know that there are many factors in the mix. They include issues in terms of persons not being able to pay back their student loans. The salaries are not fantastic. And then with a university graduate, you know, the salaries are less fantastic, you know, without that qualification, that teaching qualification. So those are some of the factors in the mix, but we want to be in a position to change some of those things. Okay, so in terms also, we are really very grateful to the National Baking Company Foundation. They are the ones who are sponsoring this first rollout of the program, which is going to be for a 6-year pilot. Yeah. So some of the things that are important here to note are that we need to boost Jamaica's development agenda through STEM competencies, and there's a dire need, serious need to boost the STEM teacher cohort in the nation. And based on the data that I just presented, you see the need for yourselves. All right, and so we want to have this revolving cohort to increase the number of STEM teachers that are available. And so this really is a back-end incentivized program. And of course, we couldn't do it without the private sector's involvement and cooperation. And so that is where they've come in to help to be a supporter of STEM and to boost our nation's development. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all have been in this COVID-19 crisis, and the truth of the matter is the world stood with bated breath, waiting on the scientists to come up with a vaccine. They were not waiting on persons in other sectors. They were waiting on the scientists to do it. Now, of course, you know, people have all the different things to say about the vaccine. We're not going to go there. But I hope that you recognize the value that you have in the society based on what has happened with this whole pandemic, because they were waiting on the scientists, no one else, to be the ones who would take the charge to get the world back in some semblance of order. Now, as I said, we know we have challenges. Our challenges have not ceased, but you realize your importance and the role that you play, and also through this, the role that you can play to impact another generation of scientists. All right. What are some of the objectives? We want to enhance STEM education in the nation by providing a continuous stream of quality science and math teachers through this particular program. And of course, we're speaking about the concept of giving back, and it's a really viable option. It is a noble thing to do. You're starting out your career. You don't have as many expenses outside of probably student loan, you know, and so in this era of your life, it is a good place to be, to actually just give back of what you have received. All right. Now, some of the parameters to consider is an up to 3-year scholarship, each year valued at the cost of the tuition for FST. Okay, and it's approximately 300,000 Jamaican dollars. All right. And so this is a scholarship, is open to only Jamaican nationals. And so that is how we're doing it for this. And also you need to know that this is for students who are in their final semester of the degree program here at UWI. Now, if it is that you're not in the final semester of your degree program, you can think about it for next year. or you have friends who you know may have an interest in this program, who this may be of value to them, then you also need to make them know about it. Another thing that I want to mention on this slide is that in addition to the 300,000 Jamaican dollars that you're going to get, there also is going to be a potential of an incentive of $500,000 Jamaican dollars once you've completed the year and the principal says, yes, you've done an excellent job. All right. So I mentioned that a little bit more thereafter. So you have to be a Jamaican. You are going to get $300,000 per year, and you have to be in your final semester here at UH. In terms of eligibility, if you are pursuing a degree in any of these following areas, then you are eligible, okay? If a science or math major, science with education, of course, you know, we have all of these programs, biology with education, chemistry with education, etc. Once you're part of any of those programs, you are eligible, as well as I said, the first stipulation there, a BSc in science or math major, all right? And so one of the things that we know we have a dire need for is physics teachers. I always know of that challenge. Of course, we also need the math and chemistry and the biology, but physics, an excellent physics teacher is like gold, all right? And so you want to be that go-to person for somebody else, all right? So we're looking for the best 10 applicants. You're going to get this scholarship. There are 3 spaces that we're reserving for math students, but if we don't have math, we're going to use up all spaces for science in general, all right? So that is going to be an important thing to note. So we do recognize the importance of math, but as I said, we will do all science if, in fact, we don't have enough persons for math. But we are hoping and expecting that we'll have enough persons for math because we know how important this field, this area is. Okay, in terms of scholarship winners, you're going to be placed in a high school with a need, ladies and gentlemen, to teach the subject, all right? So it's not going to be a situation where you're going to be going to an institution that already has so many grades, okay? So it's a concept of not taking sand to the beach, yes? You are going to be somewhere, you're going to be placed somewhere where you are absolutely needed. All right. And one of the important things to also note with this particular system is that we know that you don't have any teaching experience. So you are at the starts in the summer period prior to your starting, you will be a part of an introduction to teaching science and math course. Okay, so you'll be doing a 4-week course. So this is also putting more things on your resume. Some of us don't have that many things on the resume. This is going to be helping you. All right. And so this is being put on by the Faculty of Science and Technology, Faculty of Humanities and Education here on campus, as well as the Micro Teachers College. All right. So all of these entities have come together. They've seen the value in this program, and they want to help you to go in the best way that you can possible and make the impact that we know that you as our potential graduates, the impact that you can make. We are very well aware of that. Okay, so as we said before, the first year scholarship is $300,000. It's payable at the end of July after you finish your first year of teaching, all right? And this is, of course, in addition to your regular pay. Okay, so you get your regular pay that will keep you for the academic year. And then at the end of that year, you're getting $300,000 tax-free. That will, if you have a student loan though, it's going to go directly towards your student loan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to live a life in debt. Yes? And so the quicker you can get debt out of your life, the better it's going to be. So we want you to get the student loan payments out of your life so you can move on and do other great things. Yes? So that $300,000 will go directly towards your student loan payment. And as I said, this is in addition to any regular pay that you would have gotten. So, and as I mentioned before, school principal now needs to verify that you have completed your academic year with the institution. And I want to also mention that this is not just going to be about your technical skills, ladies and gentlemen. You also need to seek to develop in other areas of your life, okay? The EQ needs to be up just like how the IQ is up, right? You need to have the emotional quotient so that you will get along with the persons in that particular environment, and so that the principal will say, oh my goodness, she is such a wonderful addition to this institution, or he's such a wonderful addition to this team, So once the school principal verifies that, then you're going to get an incentive payment of, as I said, $500,000 Jamaican dollars, tax free. Okay. And if, as we had mentioned before, this is where the $300,000 is concerned, it will go directly towards the payment of your loan balance. If you want to put the 500 towards the loan balance as well, no problem. Okay, so that is it in terms of what you're getting back. So it means after a year of teaching, you have the potential to earn 800,000 Jamaican dollars. All right, and by earn, as I said, some goes back to your student loan, and you can decide what you're going to do with the $500,000. All right, so that is important to note. Now, there's some other points I want to note here as we come towards, as we continue this discussion. So what will happen after I finish the presentation, whatever questions you have, myself and Dr. Coy, as well as Prof. Taylor, will field those questions. All right. So these are some things we're assuming. We're assuming that there are going to be some of you who are going to say yes. You're going to say yes to being in the classroom for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. That's what you're going to say yes to. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it very clear. After year one, $300,000 plus the $500,000 if you're doing a good job. After year two, $300,000 towards your student loan plus $500,000 that you would be in receipt of because you did a great job. Year three, $300,000 towards your school fee, towards your student loan, plus $500,000 because you did a good job. So we are seeing that's $800,000 per year for 3 years. All right. So the teaching experience, you're going to benefit the students. You're going to get some work experience. You're going to get some networking opportunities, and overall, it will be something that will be rewarding for you. All right. Now, some of you will decide to stay after the 3 years. Some of you will have seen the benefit of it. You will have recognized that this is the life of significance that you want to lead. And so you will want to stay, and we really encourage you to do exactly that. Now, in terms of how the shortlisting is going to happen, you're going to be interviewed. The selection is going to be jointly managed, and it is going to be with the, just like how other scholarships are applied for, etc. It's going to be a similar type of a system. All right, so it's all above board in order to determine who our 10 best candidates will be. And of course, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you are the pioneers in a program, then persons are looking to you to put your best foot forward so that in other students in years to come will have seen your example and will want to follow suit. All right. So as I said before, you'll spend a minimum of 1 year, but you can spend up to the 3 years. And one of the benefits, obviously, is that you're going to have at least 10 new science and math teachers in the system per year, so that after the period is over, you will have at least 60 science students, science and math teachers in the system. Now, we know that it is smaller than we'd want it to be, but it is a start, and it's an amazingly great start in order to, and once this works and works well, then clearly The expectation is that other private sector entities will come on board because they see the value in STEM. And as I said, all of us, can see the value in science. Now, unfortunately, if it is that you don't finish the year, that means you've not fulfilled the requirements of the contractual arrangement. And so it means that the funds are going to be returned to the pool to increase the number of persons the following year. All right, but we're not going to let that happen to you, because you are women and men who make commitments. And if you make a commitment to do something for a year, then you're going to follow through on that commitment. All right. And so we are looking for pioneers. You've heard this, and I know it's not Jamaica it was made, but John Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And I know the spirit of volunteerism and the spirit of giving back is alive and well in the Faculty of Science and Technology. You are absolutely wonderful and great students. And so I know that you will see value in this particular opportunity, and you will do what needs to be done in order to make it happen. All right, so I am going to open for Prof. Taylor to make some comments, as well as Dr. Coy, and then students, you can go right ahead and ask your questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can go back to hear the chat. Okay. Prof. Taylor, are you online?
All right, yes, I am. Thank you very much for doing a great job of explaining the program. My only comment would be really to encourage our students. We really think this is a great opportunity, and I would encourage our students to apply. It's a little bit of a head start for our students, but it also is nation building and will certainly help our country. And just to say that when I did, though it was long ago, when I finished my first degree, I went back into the classroom and taught for 2 years, even though I knew that was not what I was going to end up doing in the high school system. And it was one of the most rewarding experiences I could ever had. On the one hand, it cemented my knowledge of my subject area.
Definitely.
It's very different when you learn it from when you have to impart what you learned, But it was also a very rewarding experience, especially when you did a good job and you saw that the students appreciated it, were excited. Many of those students have gone on to all kinds of careers, and they keep in touch and tell you, that they really were motivated by what you did. So it's very rewarding, especially when the students achieve. So don't think, it is really to give back a year or 2 years or 3 years, and the option is entirely up to you. And to do a good job doing this can really make a difference to you, to the student who you are teaching, and to your country. So I'm going to encourage you to apply, to give some real thought and to apply, and go ahead with it. So those are my thoughts, and I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay. Thanks much, Prof. Taylor. Thank you so much. Dr. Coy?
Thank you, Dr. Gallimore. Similarly to Prof. Taylor, I can only encourage you to apply. This kind of opportunity doesn't always present itself. The opportunity to have to know the job that you're going into before you've actually completed your degree. The opportunity to have your student loan paid off in 3 years. The opportunity to earn over a 3-year period, $1.5 million clear without tax and in addition to your salary, while having your loan paid off. This is something that I wish, should I go back, I wish that I would have had an opportunity to take part in. And I'm sure that many of you are considering it, if only for that. But as Dr. Gallimore and Prof. Taylor have also highlighted, it's an opportunity for us to share with the rest of the nation. We see what is going on with our young people and the challenges they're having. Even if they're in a school, they struggle because of the possibly the quality of the time that they have to spend with the teachers, or the quality of instruction that is given. You, as the brightest of the bright, the top 3% of your nation, have an opportunity now to go and give back, to share with those who are coming after you, so that we can all together play a significant role, have a real impact on the development of our nation, which is going to have benefits for all of us, for those students coming up, and for yourself, and for even the old folks such as myself and Prof. Taylor. I won't include Dr. Gallimore in that. So please think about it carefully. I know teaching may not have been your first choice, but this is a temporary opportunity, but it's also a golden opportunity.
It is.
Thank you for coming, and please give it consideration.
Okay. I also would like to acknowledge Dr. Leila from the Faculty of Humanities and Education, who is another partner in this amazing and exciting program. If she's on, I would love for her to make some comments to our students.
Thank you, Dr. Gallimore. Good afternoon,
Hi.
colleagues. Good afternoon, students. I am very pleased on behalf of the School of Education to be a part of this very exciting initiative. And as my colleagues said before, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Aside from the financial benefits, being a teacher is a very rewarding experience. And if you think that if you think about it, the ways that you are able to help to shape the direction of a nation, and certainly beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are very pleased to be a part of this program, and specifically to be working on the initiation to teaching aspect that we're expecting to roll out this summer in collaboration with the MICO. And so we are also encouraging you to apply and be a part of this exciting group of pioneers. You will be the examples, you will be the trendsetters, and everybody else will be lining up after you, scrambling to be a part of this program if you come on board and do very well. So I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you and working with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Leila. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I see one question in the chat. If teachers will be placed in schools where okay, does this involve relocation? Yes, Janelle, it may involve relocation. Yeah, that is the reality. You know, sometimes you have to go where the opportunity is. You always have to go where the opportunity is. And so it may involve relocation and new experience. New location, new experiences are always wonderful. Okay, the next question. Oh, where do we apply? Okay, I am going to ask Dr. Coy to answer that question in terms of where exactly we apply. Vania is asking if there'll be any compensation for relocation. I am not aware of that, Vania. I don't believe that was a part of the program. But Dr. Coy, in terms of where the application, where we apply.
Yes, Dr. Gallimore. If you are interested in this, you can contact the faculty office, and the information will be sent to you. An application form will be sent to you. So you can contact the faculty office on 977-1785. That's 977-1785. Or you can send an email to fst@uwimona.edu.jm.
Great.
And if you want to go through Instagram, we're at uwimona_FST.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question was asked if there's a listing of schools of need already, and if that list is available for viewing. I don't know of there being a list as yet. Dr. Coy, are you able to speak to that? I'm not sure.
Thank you, Dr. Gallimore. So we are coordinating with the Ministry of Education, and these questions can be answered once we get that information from them. So where the needs are concerned, they will provide that to us, and we will also discuss with them whether or not there is a need for relocation, because we don't want to disadvantage students. We don't want to make them uncomfortable. So while there may be opportunities to relocate, the idea is to, as much as is possible, prevent students having to go outside of their immediate surroundings and their comfort zone. But all of that will be communicated to the students long before they are supposed to go into the school. Once you apply and are successful, then we will give you a lot more information that will allow you to prepare yourself and to plan moving forward. If I may also, Dr. Gallimore, there's a question about doing a summer semester.
Yes.
There is an opportunity to do that summer course that you had mentioned, the 4-week introduction to teaching course, but that will be held during the month of July. So you'd have to plan around that. That course is mandatory. So any plans you have for doing your summer semester or doing anything else during the summer will have to be made around July, around that, 1 month of course that will be held in early July. We'll begin on the 5th of July and go through for 4 weeks.
Okay, Dr. Court, do you know what the duration is it of that course? Like during the daytime, is it like a 8-hour day scenario? Do you know anything about the hours associated with the 4 weeks?
It's likely to be a full day. All the details are not yet in place, but it's likely to be a full day of work. I'm being told by our team that the students are encouraged to email as the staff are working from home. Telephone contact may be challenging. So use email or contact through Instagram rather than calling.
Okay, wonderful. Tobian is asking if we can find an institution that's willing to take them on, if the arrangement can work that way with the Ministry of Education.
Okay, I'm going to rephrase, and Tobian can let me know if I'm understanding what she has posted. If she, through her own initiative, finds a school that has a vacancy and they are willing to work with her, if she's successful in the program, can she request that she be sent to that school? Is that is that what you're asking, Tobian?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
yes.
So we would have to consult the ministry on that. We couldn't give an answer at this point, but thank you for raising it. We will definitely, during our consultations, raise the point with the ministry.
Definitely. Okay, now there's a question about eligibility. That had been mentioned in the. So if you have a BSc degree with a major, science major, math major, or you are doing any other courses with education, chem with education, biology with education, math with education, physics with education, then you would be eligible to be a part of the program. Okay, you would need to have this would need to also, of course, have been your last semester on the UMONA campus. All right, this would have to be your last semester. A question about, will the candidates be required to pay for the 4-week mandatory course? As far as I'm aware, that would not be the case. Can you confirm that, Dr. Coy? I don't believe so.
You're correct, Dr. Gallimore. And in fact, the students will be paid in the course. There is a small stipend that students will be paid as they are attending the 4-week course. So
and this is going to be likely to be virtual or in person?
Given our current circumstances, it's likely to be virtual.
Okay, great. So you'll be getting a stipend for the period of time that you'll be doing the course. Isn't that awesome? My goodness, guys, this is awesome. Okay, Roy is asking if you have already graduated, if this opportunity is available to you. Based on the current arrangement, as we had indicated from the eligibility requirements, you would have to be currently in your final semester at the UWI Mona campus.
Dr. Gallimore?
Yes, Dr. Kwai.
If I may, we had considered this opportunity for this year, that we would consider students who have only recently graduated. So this is one of the exceptions that we have made for this year at least.
Okay,
so
that's
Matt,
great.
I just want to pass in that information on to you, but students who have graduated in the last graduation cohort, they are eligible to apply.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, in terms of whether this recording be available, yes, we usually put up things on our website. So this should be on the website for persons who are not here to be able to learn about this program as well. So yes. I think that would have been all the questions. There's this question about any person with any degree from the math department can apply. It had the information had said a math major. Is there any adjustment to that, Dr. Coy?
No, so math major is broad. Anybody who is doing a major in the Department of Mathematics is what we mean by that. So people who are doing degrees, if it's mathematics and finance or natural sciences or mathematics with education, you can apply. Okay.
And Kira is asking if it's available only for person with student loans. No, it's not at all. Not at all. You can go right ahead and apply.
And probably we should just add, maybe Dr. Coy, if you don't have a student loan, you are still eligible to have your tuition refunded. So you would get the 300,000 because it's refunding your tuition. If you had the student loan, the refund would go directly to the student loan. But if you don't, if you found another way to finance, then you will be refunded your tuition, the 300,000. So you are still eligible.
Definitely. Isn't that amazing, guys? That is absolutely amazing. As I said before, you don't want to carry debt in your life. You want to get rid of debt ASAP so that you can build your life thereafter. So this is really an amazing opportunity. Okay, there are a couple other questions that I'm going to field to Dr. Coy. And they are, do you cater for early childhood education students? I am not sure about that one. Yeah. And then the other question was, does biochemistry count as a science major? Dr. Coy, can you help me out with that?
Sure, Dr. Gallimore. So in the first instance, no, this program is aimed at teaching at the high school level. So early childhood education students, while invaluable, would not be eligible for this particular scholarship.
Awesome.
And yes, biochemistry is a science.
Definitely. Okay. All right. Thank you so very, very much. I don't think I missed any other questions in the chat.
Yes, Dr. Gallimore, somebody was asking if final year means third year or fourth year. I assume it means either one. Final means final.
Yes. So if it's a 3-year program and you are about to leave the institution, then third year will be final year. If it's a 4-year program and you're leaving the institution, then that would be your final year. All right. So yeah. Brianna is asking, what's the expected monthly salary? I didn't do the calculation for the month.
Dr. Gallimore, if I may.
Yes. Go right ahead, Dr. Coy.
So the salaries are controlled by the Ministry of Education, and there are a number of scales, and they will, based on your qualifications, determine at what point in the scale you would enter the system. So I think that kind of information you could probably best get from the ministry. I'm not sure if they will provide that information to individuals outside of those already teaching, but you could contact the ministry or JTA to see what kind of salary information is provided for you. But recall that it is on a scale, and you may be placed on different sections of the scale depending on your qualifications.
Okay,
And
awesome.
in addition to that, Dr. Coy, so in terms of qualifications, for those of you who would not yet have your professional training, you would be, we hope, considering, if you're staying after the 2 years, the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 years, to come back and do your professional degree in teaching, whether your postgraduate diploma or the master's program, because with those qualifications, your income would certainly go up.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Shanaski, I hope I didn't destroy the name. The $500,000 would be given at the end of each year served. That is indeed correct. So, and this, of course, remember, this is contingent on excellent performance. All right. Okay, are there any other questions that anyone may have concerning this opportunity? And the reality, ladies and gentlemen, is that we know that there are challenges all around in this new space that we have this new era. And so, you know, this is also an opportunity to be in a position where you're going right into a job after you've finished your university, you know, and you can decide, let's do it for 1 year, give back for 1 year, or as I said, do it for all 3 years of the program, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, it is a win-win situation in many regards. You know, you have some level of certainty in terms of going into a space where you're needed, you know, not a space where everybody else is and there's no value that you can bring to that space. So that is also important. The information is in a written form. Okay, we have some documents and we have some documentation. I'm not sure if you have a brochure per se, you know, but we'll provide you, once you send that information to us, you send your email indicating your interest in the program, we will send you information. All right. Okay, great. All right, so remember, guys, you know, pass on this information to your other colleagues, your other fellow students, so that they can get the opportunity as well to be in a position where they can, if they don't have student loan, then that is an extra $300,000 that they're getting after a year. And as well as I said, good performance, then, you know, you will be appropriately remunerated for that. All right. So I'm not seeing anything else in the chat.
I was just wondering if there is any, the students might want to give us any indication of if this is something they are considering. They don't have to. I just would love an idea to know.
Right. So we will do the raising of hand feature. So if you've, based on what you've heard, okay, curious, considering it, awesome. Okay, we have Vania, we have B, I don't know who is B, Davian, awesome, Romaine.
And Alex as well.
Alex, awesome. Good stuff. And Shanaski, I hope I'm not destroying your name. Leanne. Daniel. Wonderful. All these bright people. Yes. Making an amazing difference. Roy, Kami, Danielle. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. Kayla. Great. Excellent. Excellent. So it's really great to know that you are considering the concept of giving back. So you need to get to work immediately and go and make those apply. And Shanice, send the requisite email to get the information you need, get the application form, get it out, so that do it before exams start, do it right now, so that you are in a position to get yourself in order, so that when July comes, you're there on the 4-week training program, they're giving you a stipend. My word, the thought of everything. And I really want to again commend Professor Taylor and the team who have worked tirelessly on this program for the purpose of bettering science across the nation. That is absolutely an amazing feat, and we really want to continue to thank and encourage those who thought of this program. And what we need now is those who are going to implement the program and implement it with such heart and passion and zeal that so many other private sector entities will come on board and see the value in it and say, yes, I want to be a part of impacting the nation. All right. The deadline for application, do you have that information, Dr. Coy?
Yes, Dr. Gallimore. The deadline is May 31.
Deadline May 31st, 2021. So you have about 5 weeks, maybe about 6 weeks to actually get this done. Okay, all right, no problem. So if there are no further questions, guys, I think we will leave it at that. Any final comments from Dr. Layla or Dr. Coy or Dr. Professor Taylor as we wrap up?
None at this time.
Okay, awesome.
My only final comment will be, don't wait till the last minute. Just send that email indicating your interest now, and we'll be happy to work with you through the application process.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay. All right, so I guess we leave it at that. All right, guys, so as I said, spread the word, cause for other persons to get excited about the program and to recognize the value that they are going to be bringing to the lives of other young people, because as I said before, so many of you were impacted by persons who communicated science to you with such zeal and excitement that you had no choice but to say, wow, science is that thing that I'm passionate about, and that which I would want to use to change my world. All right, so we will leave it at that for this afternoon. Thank you all for joining us, and I trust that you will have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and go right ahead and contact the FST office via email primarily, to get the information you need, get the application form, and let us get this program on the road with our pioneers. All right, have yourself a wonderful afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye. The recording will be on the FST website, on the Facebook website, Facebook page.